Hey y'all, today I am going to explain every tool in the toolbar in Premiere. As a beginner, I know you could struggle with finding the exact tool that you want, but even if you know where it is, how would you just intuitively know what a ripple edit tool does? If this is your first video of mine, then welcome. I'm so glad you're here. My name is Adrienne, and I make videos about video production and editing. So let's open up Premiere and get started. First, there is the selection tool. This one is pretty self-explanatory. You use this tool to select everything on your timeline, and it's one of the simplest but most common tools that you'll use while you edit, so definitely remember the shortcut V. Next up is the Track Select Forward tool. If you look here, you can see the two arrows on the timeline. Now, if you click, you will select everything from the location of your cursor forward all the way to the end of your timeline. Hidden under the Track Select Forward button is the Track Select Backwards tool, and it does the same thing. It will select everything from the location of your cursor all the way back to the beginning of your timeline. Now, you may have noticed that this tool selected my music track beyond where the cursor was on my timeline. If you don't want it to do that, I can hold down the Shift key while clicking and only select clips from that track. So something like the music track is unaffected. Next up is that Ripple Edit tool. You could use this tool to trim a clip, and Premiere will automatically shorten or lengthen the clips around it to close the gap your edit created. Under the Ripple Edit tool is the Rolling Edit tool. This allows you to either lengthen or shorten a particular clip and then shift the timeline forward or backward to avoid any dead space on the timeline. The other tool is the Rate Stretch tool. This tool allows you to either speed up or slow down a clip on the timeline. Next in line is the Razor Edit tool. This one is straightforward, but you'll probably wind up using it a lot as well. It allows you to simply make cuts on your timeline. Pretty simple. Now, if you hold down Shift while you cut, you will make a cut across every track at that point in time. Doing this might help you save time in your editing process. This is the Slip tool. This allows you to slip the in and out points of a clip without changing the length on the timeline. So you are finding a different in and out point in the source file, so you have a different beginning and end to the clip on the timeline. Hiding underneath is the Slide tool. This tool slides a clip around on the timeline. The in and out points of that clip do not change, but as you slide that clip around, the length of the clips around it change. Now, the Pen tool has multiple functions. One of them is to create custom graphics by clicking in the program monitor. You can also use it to make changes to existing graphics by moving around these points. Underneath the Pen tool is the Rectangle and Ellipse tool. They will also make graphics in the program monitor. Now let's go back to the Pen tool because it does something else that's important. You can also use the Pen tool to add keyframes for certain effects on a clip. If you make your track wider, you can see a line running across the clip. So I've done that to this music clip. If you click on the line using the Pen tool, you can change the decibel of the music right here on the timeline. Another basic tool is the Hand tool. It simply lets you navigate forwards and backwards along the timeline. Next is the Zoom tool, and it's also pretty self-explanatory. It lets you zoom in on the timeline, and then holding down either Alt or Option will allow you to zoom out. And finally, there's the Text tool, and this is also self-explanatory. Just click on the program monitor and type. There's also a vertical text tool, and it works the same way. You can put text on the screen, but make it vertical. And these are all the tools from the toolbar. I hope I pointed out a few that will be useful for you, and hopefully I demystified a few as well. And that's it from me. If you found this video helpful, I hope you'd give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you'd like to see more, and I'll see you in the next one.